Hello again, and I'm going to read a few paragraphs out of this part of the book. It's chapter 5, and it's Pollyanna Rides Again. Don't be such a Pollyanna. I'm sorry, but I really had to laugh at that. How many times has someone tried to put you down with these words when you're trying to look at the brighter side of things? One night Susan was with her friend and she was having dinner, and she tried very hard to make her friend see the positive side of something that the girl fervently viewed as negative. Suddenly the friend disdainfully remarked, "You're beginning to sound like Pollyanna." Much to her surprise and to mine, I blurted out, "What's so terrible about Pollyanna anyway? What's wrong with feeling good about life despite obstacles in your way? What's wrong with looking at the sun instead of seeing gloom and doom? What's wrong with trying to see the good in everything?" "Nothing is wrong with it," I asserted. "In fact," I added, "why would anyone resist thinking that way?" And resist most of us do. Positive thinking is one of the most difficult of all concepts to get across to people. When Susan Jeffers went to her workshops, she was bombarded with students saying, "That's not realistic. We can't do that." There is an automatic assumption that negative is realistic and positive is unrealistic. And this is madness. It's reported that 90% of people worry about things that's never going to happen. This means that our negative worries have less than 10% chance of being correct. Therefore, isn't being positive more realistic than being negative? It suggests we think about our own life, and I know I went through my life worrying about everything. And I've come to the realisation that I can do nothing about. I'm not in control of what happens to my life next week. I don't know what's going to happen between then and now, and if I keep worrying about that, I'm missing what is actually important in the here and now. Why be miserable when you can be happy? If being a Pollyanna creates a happier world for you and those around you, why hesitate for one moment? Now I'm going to go to the very end of this chapter and read the last page. One important thought about positive thinking: it's important that you don't use it as an excuse for denial. Feeling so good, feel the power of positive thoughts, that's tempting to stifle sadness and pain that exists not only in our own lives but in the world as well. Yes, there is pain in our lives. We all experience loss and disappointment. Nobody is immune. And real positive thinking allows the tears to flow, always knowing that we will get to the other side of the pain and live a beautiful and productive life. Approach your involvement with the positive sense that something can be done, even if the answer doesn't seem at all ready. Denial creates inactivity, and so does hopelessness. And it says no one is immune to pain, and it shouldn't be denied when it comes. The key is to know how you lead a productive and meaningful life, no matter what the external circumstances are. What positive thinking does is offer a power boost to help you handle whatever life gives you. Your bad breaks do not dominate your life. Your indomitable strength does. And when you feel that strength, you really can handle any of your fears from a position of power. The kind of power that really makes things happen. And again, this is from Susan Jeffers' book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Many of the things she has said there I have experienced. I didn't think you could be happy for any reason. I didn't think I could be happy because I was always worrying, always thinking, what if this happens? And I always saw the darker side. And now I've come out of the mud and I'm facing the sun, and I do see life. Things have happened. Horrendous tragedies have happened in my life. But I know I'll get over them. And I know I have to think and not hold on to people who have died, because they have gone, they have lived their life, and I do believe they're with me. So no longer what if, and I'm not going to. Okay, there's somebody at my door.